You ready? It's time for What's Hot. We talk about stories that have all of us talking.
Today we're joined by Susie Falk from the Falk Group Public Relations. Jeff Wagner back with us as well. Are Google glasses becoming a problem? Feds pulled a man out of a movie theater for wearing Google Glass. They told him he was busted for illegally taping the movie, but when the feds examined the Google Glasses, they found the man didn't do anything wrong. What are your thoughts? I mean, in this case, obviously, they jumped to an assumption because he was wearing them that he must have been recording the movie.
Okay, now for the hip Susie Falk, what exactly is Google Glass for the rest of us here, you know?
Oh, you know what? They're pretty geeky looking. It's a smartphone on your face, basically. And you know what? It is disruptive technology in terms of it really is disruptive. You know, look what happened in the theater, and then there was the case of the woman that was driving on the freeway and she got pulled over and arrested for wearing her Google Glass. You know what it is? I think we're trying to figure out what to do with it. It's cool. You know, if you can find online at googleglass.com, you can actually pretend like you're wearing them and see what the wearer sees when they're looking at them. And it's basically your smartphone, but you don't have to hold it up here. So I see that there's an advantage to these, but I do think that in terms of privacy issues and intellectual, you know, material that's out there, we got to be careful.
You don't want people wearing them in the locker room,
no.
the gym locker room.
Yeah, right, because they could be filming it. That's the serious thing. You can't tell. You know, that's the issue.
Sure, and how many of us have been at a party and somebody pulls out their smartphone and they're trying to get a picture of you and you're cringing, please, not today.
And you know they're doing it when they're wearing the glasses.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, they're explorers that are trying out the technology now, but I don't quite know where this is going to end up. Do you, Jeff?
Well,
do you see
and I mean, I do sympathize with the movie theater here because originally I was wondering, okay, why did they pull them out? But I mean, these movie theaters have very strict rules on not being able to record. They have a huge problem nowadays with people who try to, you know, sneak some sort of cell phone or whatever into the movie theater and then surreptitiously record the first run movie that then they put out on the internet. Well, obviously, you know, that hurts the business. So that's what they were concerned with. I think it's real clear that a lot of these companies, especially like movie theaters, are just going to ban this. They're going to say you're not going to allow them to come in with this.
Yeah. Why was he wearing those? Was he trying to send emails to work or
no,
what?
I think he said he used them to help him see better, right?
Oh, I didn't know they were correcting your vision too. Wow, they do everything.
He seemed to be indicating that. I don't know if they do that.
But he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't rolling on the movie. They did prove
he
that.
was not right. See, now, Charles, you're an early adopter. I think what you need to do is go out and get one of these sets of these and then let us all play with it. You know,
well, yeah, you know, because looking cool is what I think about every day.
Charles is on the cutting edge of technology over here, let me tell you.
My son would have to tell me everything about them. All right.
I don't think they look cool, but we got a ways to go.
Coming up next, we're reviewing the Viewer's Choice.
And our Viewer's Choice topic of the day.
Again, we're joined by Susie Falk and Jeff Wagner from 620 WTMJ. Today's Viewer Choice topic, many people believe there's a lot less respect between teachers and students and parents. A public school speech therapist says, quote, "It's time for parents to start parenting and teach manners. Respect at home. Let teachers teach." Do you think respect in school is declining?
Yep, I do, and it has been for a number of years, and I think there's a whole variety of reasons why this is. One is that, you know, teachers come to class, many of them, and they're very casual, and they allow for sort of a casual environment. They become friends with the kids. I wish we could look at the UK model where teachers are called professors and they wear suits to class, and there's that level of respect where students understand that this isn't just a buddy and this isn't just an older mentor, but this is a teacher, a professor, someone that is imparting knowledge, and we've just lost that somehow, and it makes me really sad. And so we got to get it back, though. We just have to get it back.
Well, you know, but I think this is just part of a much larger problem. I don't disagree with anything you said, but I think if you look at a lot of the problems we have, it does come down to a fundamental lack of respect, not just in schools, but a lack of respect in general. I mean, you look at the way, you know, people interact with each other, adults, and then it's not surprising in many respects that kids aren't taught to respect their elders, that they're not taught to respect, you know, other people's things. I mean, this, it plays out in school, but it plays out all across all.
Well, and a lot of it starts at home. If you know, if you get a teacher's perspective, I have a good friend who's a teacher, and a lot of her frustrations are dealing with parents. There's an issue with the child. The parent doesn't see it, doesn't want to handle it, won't acknowledge it. So I think it goes both ways. I agree with Susie, but I also agree that there's a lot going on in the home environment.
Yeah, and it's bigger than that. It's just how we look at the teaching profession. I mean, who really wants to become a teacher now? I do think they're underpaid. I think benefits get stripped away from them. I think they work ridiculously long hours. Then they go home and they work more hours. And so, you know, whatever. I have friends who are teachers. I hear their side of it. And
I don't think it's just a teaching problem. I think it's with Jeff.
Society,
it's across the board.
There's a lot at stake here, too.
Time for our lightning round. Wisconsin wineries lobbying for a bill that allows minors to tour wineries, and they don't even need a parent. Officials say it would allow children to see how wine is made. Should minors be allowed to tour wineries without a parent?
Okay, I have to confess. Now, I mean, there's all sorts of laws that I know about. Yeah, I was never aware that you couldn't go to a winery as a minor without a parent.
I guess I never really thought
about it. But you can go
it.
to the beer factory. Well, you probably can't go without a minor, but I know the minors do show up there when you go. When you
can
tour.
Learn. How about you can learn? You don't have to drink. I mean, you know, at the end of the tour, when there's the bottles of wine and the sample cups, you get slapped on a wristband if you're 21 years old or older. But problem solved. I don't understand
this to me again. I don't understand the purpose for the law in the first place. It seems to me like it's a solution that's looking for a problem.
If kids are looking to booze up, they're not going to go on a wine tour.
Hey, look, I am of an age when Milwaukee used to have the three big breweries, Schlitz, Pabst, and Miller. And in my misbegotten youth, we would hit all three of them in a day. You know, it was just absolutely great. Now, we were over 18.
You might get like one beer.
We were over 18, so, you know, we would have the beer or twos that were there. But I mean, I loved going to breweries, and you know, it's educational in addition to fun.
Right. I just don't know if we need a law to address this issue. Hopefully, common sense can address it. All right.
Agreed.
The What's Hot discussion always continues online. Find that page at tmj4.com/hot.